Hi, welcome to Emax Bowling. I'm Thomas, and today I'll be using the new Roto XL recently released for my how fast can I bowl 300 challenge. Rules are pretty simple if you haven't seen one before. I have to bowl 300 in as few shots as possible. If I don't strike, I reset the frame but count the shot, and we'll see how long it takes the XL to get that done. This will also be kind of a ball review. I'll be talking about the ball, how I see it, what I think about it. So please enjoy, and yeah, let me know what you think and how you think the XL is going to do in the comments. Frame number one with the XL. Let's see how this looks on the lane. Little miss left, trip 4-9, good start. So the XL is basically bringing back to life the cell line, which was super popular like 10-15 years ago, and basically the line of balls that put Wes Medlott on en route for Player of the Year and his Hall of Fame career. So that's where I remember from, watching those telecasts with Wes using a cell and the cell pearl, just destroying everyone. And yeah, so they're bringing back that core, updated cover. This is actually my first time throwing any cell ball, so I'm pretty excited. So let's keep it going here. Good shot there, flush. So as I said, it's my first time throwing any ball in the cell line. The cell core is super strong asymmetric core, and the cover is pretty strong here too. I will say it's not as early strong as something like a gem or a reality. It seems like it's just a step under those balls, which means there's a little more length, but it also seems like there's more motion down the lane. It's not as smooth. It has a little more pop on the back end. It's not angular, but a little more pop, which I feel like is going to make this one a little more versatile overall when you look at it in like a 6 or an 8 game block. So pretty good impression so far. Well, let's see here. We're 2 for 2. Let's try to keep this going. A little weak off my hand. Ooh. Good thing that didn't solid 9. You can definitely tell it wants to hook, it wants to pick up, and it wants to continue, which is really good, especially for a big, strong asymmetrical ball. It doesn't seem like it just wants to read and then kind of bleed out and be dead. It actually wants to keep going, which is really good. All right, 3 for 3. I'm actually gonna move. I'm gonna move board left off the last one there because I thought I missed it a little bit. All right, maybe I should have moved, but we'll take a slow rolling mixer, messenger, whatever you want to call that, for a ham bone. For my layout on this one, I wanted to make sure it didn't get too smooth. I got some motion down lane out of it, so I went with a pretty tall pin above my bridge here. It's like a 5 1/4 inch pin. PSA just right at my thumb, probably like a 4 1/2, 5 inch PSA, and obviously the pin buffer is pretty close to the VAL line, so probably like an inch. I didn't do an exact measurement other than the pin distance, because I kind of wanted, I knew where I kind of wanted to put everything just off of my other balls. So, but it's something in the area of those numbers. All right, so I moved the board and went light, went high flush when it didn't. So let's move back a board here. Just make sure we keep our speed up. Yeah, that's pretty good. There was even a little miss left, but that's 5 for 5. So I actually don't know what I'm bowling on. This is a secret pattern, test pattern for whatever. So I wasn't able to figure out what I'm actually bowling on. I know it's a medium pattern. It seems like it's higher volume, which is good for the XL with it being this strong. And I would say it's definitely not a house shot, but there is also a little bit of room. So I would guess a ratio of like 3-4 to 1. So pretty good test of the XL, because if I don't throw it well, it's probably not going to end well. Oh, that was a little, yeah, that was firm, kind of hung up on it a little bit because I overthrew it with my arm. It's also one of the things, like you have to throw the ball with your legs, so to speak. If you throw it with your arm, it's really hard to get your hand out of it cleanly. That's what happened there. So first miss, but I'd say the front 5 is still pretty good. All right, so let's do the 6th frame over again. Gotta throw this one a little bit slower. It should be closer. Yeah, rolled that one much better. Used my legs more, which allowed my arm to be a little more relaxed and just kind of falls off my hand instead. See the difference in the result. As for the reaction of the XL, I'd definitely say, as I said, a little step down from like a Reality or a Gem, but with more motion down lane. So hook wise, it's probably going to hook more than if you have a Gem, just simply because it's going to have more back end, but it's going to do it further down the lane than the Gem. So kind of falls in the same category, but with quite different kind of motions. Oh, that was a little slow. I was just a pinch slow, and then you get that awful break of going high flush and you leave a 7-pin. Can't really, bad breaks, bad carry, it happens. All right, so let's do this one over. Hope we get a little bit better luck this time. Nope. Went from the stone 7 to the stone 9 with the messenger in front. Not getting a whole lot of good breaks right now. But again, you can definitely tell the XL is a strong ball. It wants to pick up, it wants to hook, and it wants to continue. It doesn't just, I'm not leaving flat 10s, I'm leaving like stone 7s, stone 9s, which really tells me this ball wants to continue and go through the pins the right way. All right, so I'm gonna move forward left just to see if we can change up the entry and entry angle a little bit. There we go. little bit lighter in the pocket, almost at the 10 pin, but got the nice little chop. So back on track here. The XL is definitely also a step up from the benchmark balls like an Iron Pro, Optimum Idol, Phase 2. Definitely a big step up from those in strength and motion wise. So it's kind of that middle, like I would call it like a middle strong ball, because it's not going to be super early and super smooth. It's going to have more of that benchmark game 3-4 transition kind of ball motion, but with that really strong core and cover, which helps it deal with a lot of oil. Dead flush. That looks really good. I really like the motion of this ball. When I first threw it, I threw it like 2 or 3 shots and I thought to myself, this one's going to be really good. You can just tell by the motion it made. And I have one with this, the tall pin layout here. I'm definitely thinking about drilling 1 pin down, because I think that's going to be a little smoother, a little bit weaker, and I think it's going to complement this one really well. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm looking forward to throwing it a lot more. I think this is going to be really popular on the PBA Tour next year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Just tumbled it a little too much up the back of it. It rolls out. It's still a really strong asymmetrical ball. If you get it rolling too much forward, it's gonna roll out eventually. But if I just give it a pinch more axis rotation, that one's gonna chop out the 10 pin too. So. All right, let's see here. My tape is moving around a little bit, so just gotta change out a piece of tape real quick. Like, here's a little tip for you: if you feel like you're struggling with your release, look at your tape. Maybe you need to add a piece of tape or take a piece of tape out or move a piece of tape. Maybe move it a little up, move it a little down, replace an old piece of tape with a new piece of tape. Like, a lot of times just changing your tape, changing your grip a little bit can fix whatever issues you have with your release. Might even make it a little bit easier for you to get your hand into the position you're trying to get it into. So don't be afraid to change your tape. That definitely, like, changing that piece of tape definitely felt like it flew off my hand a little bit easier, and the result was pretty good. So that's, oh, pen went flying. Just jotting down how many shots I take here. So we are 13 shots in, 9 strikes in. So if you watch some of the older videos of this challenge, you know I usually do I have to get all 3 strikes in the 10th in a row. I'm going to change that a little bit because I felt like it was making the videos a little inconsistent. Some balls would be done in 15 shots, ball review would be done in 15 shots, other balls might take 30 just because they run into transition. Now they don't match up as well to what's on the lane, and it makes it very difficult to make a consistent ball review and challenge from video to video. So I'm just going to do basically doing this challenge on easy mode from now on, whatever you want to call it. So 10th frame as just works as the first 9 frames. No rule changes here this time. So gotta get 3 more strikes. See if we can get them in a row. That would be cool. But that's a good shot. Definitely a good shot. And the nice thing about the XL here, even though it's so strong and has such a strong core, I can still just kind of let it roll off my hand and let it tumble. I don't have to like make it hook down lane. It just kind of does that on its own, which I really like that. So I'm super excited about this one. Oh, that was a little right. Whew. Get that light strike. All right, so that's 11. We need 1 more. A couple things before we end. If you're bowling on higher volumes, longer patterns, you have issues getting your ball to hook and shape down lane, I think you'd want to look into the XL. It's going to give you more shape than something like a gem, even though it's not quite as early. I think you're going to be able to just kind of go out there, do your thing, and have the ball hook and pick up. If you're a really high rep, I think it's going to do real well on house shots too, both sport shots and house shots with the motion it has. Unless your speed is really low or your rep rate is super high, then it might not do so well on a house shot. But for everyone else with normal or higher speeds or more medium or lower rep rates, I think this one's going to be really good for you. So don't be afraid of this one. Definitely not. All right, this one for 300. That's close. And we finished like we started. Trip 4-9, trip 4-9, frame 1, trip 4-9. Or did we start with trip 4-9? I think. Whatever. Maybe we did. But either way, we finished with a trip 4-9. It took 16 shots to get this done. Really excited about the XL. I think it's going to do really well on anything that's medium or longer or heavier volumes. Even if there's some urethane on the lane, this one has enough motion down lane and enough strength and flair to deal with that. So super excited about the XL. Definitely not disappointed, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're gonna make in this line, because the original cell line was really good, really popular. So I'm sure there's gonna be more to come in the future from the XL. Excited to take it to tournaments and see what it does. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think about the XL, and I'll see you in the next video.